Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About It in our cyber security awareness series. Today, we're going to be talking about penetration testing or pen testing, as you may have heard it called. Sean, can you give us a little demonstration of pen testing?
Yeah, I'm going to give you, here's a simple pen test right here, James.
Is it
You'll see
working?
the pen is working.
Okay, but really, it's another term related, huge, big topic when we're talking about cybersecurity, cyber insurance. We're trying to get things like that. Penetration testing. So the general gist of it is, we want to test your security on your network in your environment. What are the steps of pen testing? Why does it matter? How much does it cost?
So
These are all
that's one of the big things with penetration testing is it used to be extremely
it's
expensive.
crazy expensive
It was quite labor intensive, and for the most part, small mid-sized companies weren't doing it at all, simply
because of that
because of the cost.
cost. Yeah,
Yeah.
and the cost was such because.
Because think of it essentially as ethical hacking. It's really an ethical hacker.
Good term.
And I want to point out an
Did you
ethical
pen that
hacker.
yourself?
I did not penetration test that myself, and so it's really an ethical hacker trying to get into your network. So it's very real. Because that's what is happening in the real world, except they're not ethical hackers that are trying to do that.
Gotcha. So you would want an ethical hacker trying to get into your system to make sure that, well, a couple of things, right? That us as the IT firm are doing our job to protect you, but also that there might be some things that are already in your environment that are just sitting dormant, that are not functional, that are not acting out yet. You'd want to know about this.
Yeah, and I think that what happens with it is, like, you can have all sorts of monitoring, et cetera, but that doesn't necessarily find the holes
Holes. Yeah.
that penetration testing would.
Yeah.
So there may be holes in your network, and that there may be no
You wouldn't know.
reason to point those out unless, again, the person trying to break in, he would utilize those to get into the network.
A good piece of collateral I saw, marketing collateral, that could be used as an example would be like a building with 2 floors, 20 windows on each floor. There's cameras everywhere in the building. You're watching what's happening in that environment. It might even be attached to a monitoring service, so if something goes wrong, the people would know about it. But out of all those 20 windows on both those floors, how many are actually locked? How many doors are locked? How many,
Right.
are there ways that people can get in? Even if you're watching, there could still be some holes in your security. So you want to know about that. You want someone to test. The way pen testing has developed now, I guess you can talk a little bit about that. I feel like the big players that manage all of these IT products have now found ways to kind of make it a more affordable product, I think, right?
Yeah, and it's changed somewhat. There are processes now that are automated. So by doing that, it's allowed them to bring the cost down. We utilize a system where basically we do quarterly pen testing on a client, and the cost of that is significantly less than what it used to cost to do a single pen test.
So let's throw some numbers out there for the owners that are watching. What would a pen test used to cost, let's say?
That used to be, it could be $10,000, and that's a one-time test.
So I think that's a huge point, right? Is that you just talked about doing it quarterly. So some of people might be wondering, well, why would you be testing that often? Obviously, there's the initial scan, there's the initial test that you're trying to do. Are there any holes? You and I, as the IT guys, we're going to go in there and we're going to try to remediate all that. We're going to fix all those issues that were found. But then 6 months down the road, a year down the road, I mean, has new stuff developed? Has there been holes that
And
have
that's
been?
the thing, like, things change over time, as you work within the network, as you make changes, then new holes pop up
Things
that
develop.
yeah, that you
Similar to
want to
our
find.
cars, right? It's not like you change the oil once and it's done. I mean, this is an
No.
ongoing thing, right? You want to do this all the time. The oil will get used again. It's going to get dirty. Holes will appear in your security. These things happen. New employees open doors by accident. They don't even know.
Right.
So all of these things matter, I think,
It's not a one and done process at all, and it's, that's security in general. It's not a one and
Agreed.
done
Yeah.
process.
We
It's
really need to be
ongoing.
involved. you need a proper MSP to be helping you with all these things and explaining them why they're
Right.
important, guiding you for the best cost, the best product. Again, it's not being forced on anybody yet, but I think cyber insurance and stuff, compliance type parameters are going to force us soon to be doing all these things.
Yeah, as the cost has come down to do it, it will likely become
Yeah.
one of those components that are
Right.
required
If
to
you're not
get
doing a pen test
cybersecurity
once a
insurance.
year, well, you're not checking that box on the
Right.
insurance form, and you might not get insurance to
The,
protect yourself.
the other thing about it, it's not just keeping the outside hacker out. It's also internal hackers that they may be employees in your company. It could be somebody that's already gained access to your network that's been sitting there for a while.
Good point.
So it also finds both internal and external holes in the
I
network.
think that's huge, right? Because a lot of people are going to say, I'm sure some of our audience, well, we have firewalls in place, we have antivirus products,
Right.
we have these topics we talked about in the last segment, EDR, MDR, we're protecting all our endpoints. Why do we need pen testing? Aren't you guys doing your job? you
And
know,
that's the thing. It doesn't matter, how much of that you do. You need to test that you're resilient to that outside and that internal
internal.
hacker.
We don't
And
like
this
to
is what
think
it
about
does.
it, that
No,
somebody
but
inside might be doing something, but a disgruntled employee, someone that's, who knows, didn't get the raise they wanted and they want to do certain things. We need to see if there's exposure. Right?
we
Right?
need to talk about the raise,
Yeah.
by the way.
I haven't had a raise for years, but
S-
um,
So the other thing that you get with it is reporting to validate that, and again, that's an important part of it. It produces detailed reports for the IT company to fix where there is a problem, but then it also gives executive compliance reports so that you can see that your network is clean
and
or
we're and
not.
we're we're showing them proof that we're actually doing our job and we're actually,
Right. Well, and
the
you may be asked for that proof from, it could be an insurance company, it could be an association
sure,
that you belong to,
sure, yeah.
but now you're able to show that compliance proof
And
as
I
well.
feel like this could be also good in sales of different products because this is going to point out some of the stuff. It's like, we hate to say it, but we kind of warned you, we told you. So, you need to do these certain things. And here's the proof. This is an ethical hacker that's tried to get in and he was able to because of XYZ that you
Right.
haven't implemented yet that we really need to do. These are the reasons why. I think that's pretty much all there is to say about that topic.
Well, everyone has always needed it. It's never been that
Affordable.
affordable
Yeah.
and until now. So
Yeah.
now everyone can have it.
And easy access,
And
right?
right.
Well, thanks for joining us for another episode of Let's Talk About It. We hope to see you next time. And please click below and subscribe to our channel and get some more interesting tidbits about cybersecurity.
Send us your comments and questions, and if you have any topic ideas, send those as
Yeah,
well.
we're always welcome to your ideas.
We
Thanks,
look forward
guys.
to seeing you soon.
Bye.